guys, this is my sign on. We're gonna do some legs today.
Yep.
Brett's in town, and yeah, I think that's good for a sign on. Daniel, what do you think? All right, we'll go with that. We'll see you guys in the workout.
Going in.
Hold on 1 second. Just put this one tighter.
One tighter.
I want to smash the shit up. If you can, smash your legs a little bit more together. I know you're pretty much out of space there. There we go. Keep them like that if you can. Perfect. And just for these warm-ups, give me a little longer pause at each spot. Squeeze. There we go. Pause. Good. A little longer at the top too. 2 seconds. Pause. Good. Yes. Tip number 1. So this is a tip for especially guys Brett size. So that's like maybe 6 people watching this. Like, hey Hunter, if you're watching Brett's stuff, make sure that your knees are lined up with the machine. And probably the easiest thing on that is make sure when you're in the start position, your knees are pointed straight towards the ceiling. And generally, the bigger you are, the more tendency is they're going to just want to roll out and knees point that way. So even for like marginally large guys, you generally have to smash your thighs together pretty well and feel like you're turning in. And literally when you got as much tissue as Brett, you might have to get to the point where it's like extremely uncomfortable and feel like you're internally rotating again, turning in, and just make sure that kneecap is pointed straight towards the ceiling. Because it'll be one of those things over time, people get really concerned about making sure the knees lined up here, like not too far this way, not too far that way. But that's honestly not as big of a deal as where's your kneecap pointing. So when you set it up, make sure your kneecap's pointing straight towards the ceiling, and that's probably most important for like joint knee health. A little smoother in the finish, just think squeeze. Don't worry about where it's at in the base. Good, 2 more. Smooth.
Whew. Just a little more focus. I feel like that comes from every session with Joe. It just makes you think about it more, especially slowing down at the top portion. Stopping at the stretch at the end of the eccentric, then controlling down through the concentric and then holding that. So just slowing down the movement, make sure you feel the full range of motion. That's huge. A lot of people just start swinging it, and so this is huge.
I'm gonna have you finish with a couple partials just at the top. So big thing on that, don't feel like they're not fast partials. I still want you to pause and then just squeeze where it goes. Pause, squeeze where it goes. And that's just how we'll finish this up. Good reps, just like that now. You just then contract, come on. There we go. Another one like that. Just keep it smooth. Pause at the top. Hard squeeze. Yep. One more. Come on. Now just the top. Still pause right here. Squeeze where it goes. Good. That's it. Pause. Squeeze where it goes. Good. Come on. You got 3 like that. Right there. Good. 2. Come on. Right there. 1 more. Come on.
I'm seeing leg curls. He just really slowed it down for me. Made sure, biggest thing I picked up on that was mainly not just trying to throw the movement all the way to the bottom. I even think I get a little caught up with that. I have to get all the way to the bottom and squeeze as hard as I can, but sometimes you just fling it so hard, it's just more about momentum. So with that, he made sure that I was fully contracting with the weight the entire time. It wasn't about getting as far as I could, it was just getting my contraction as far as I could without losing the weight. So just time under tension, felt really, really good. Finished off with some partials. The hamstrings are pumped. Now we move on to quads.
Yeah, have you ever done like the little like sissy variation? But I want you to take it down here. So some of your heel will start probably right here, so it's not crazy low, but maybe take just your heel off the bottom and whatever width you normally do. Okay. So whatever normally feels comfortable, don't change the width off of any of that. And then all I want you to do is don't worry about the heels. Obviously they're gonna come off because they're not even on the platform, but as you come up, take it as deep as you can. Again, let the heels come up, but just make sure you're feeling like you're keeping weight nice and even on kind of the whole part of your foot that's still on there, the whole ball of your foot. And then just make sure that knee's tracking the same place it normally was. So you have to focus a little bit more on knee tracking.
I think that's about as far as I'm gonna go before it comes up. Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I would stop right there because I'm sure you're getting way more at your knee right now. I mean, your hamstring's pretty much on your calf.
Okay.
So you're getting great range of motion at the knee. And I wouldn't worry about forcing it past that. pace right there. And almost on this, if you're gonna have anything slightly different, really control, almost like a little bit more like this, feeling like a leg extension. So as you come to the top, don't feel so much like press away, feel almost like you're sliding your feet up without them actually sliding, if that makes sense. We're gonna give you a little more quad with that thought. So real control, just like you've been, leg extension. Good. Real controlled on that bottom, leg extension. So for a horrible set, you're gonna do the first set exactly the way that we've done it. So with your feet, which is nice and controlled, you know, I'm gonna stay right here with you, so we'll take it pretty close to failure. But then when you're at the end, what I'm gonna have you do is rack it and set it down. Okay. So again, you're gonna literally put the racks up, set it completely down, slide your feet up so your heels are just like up, like so they're not quite what you normally would be with the leg press, but get them so they're on. And then keeping the safety on the whole time, we're gonna go partials, whatever you've got.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it's once we'll do the straight set with the safety on, you know, obviously all of it, you know, all the way to full depth or whatever. Lock it, even like you can take your feet off for a second, slide them up a little bit, get your stance comfortable, and then just partials with whatever you got left. Keep these ones real pretty, make them hard. Just like that, control to the bottom, thinking leg extension to the top. All right, you got this now. Keep your head on, own every inch. Good. Good, come on. Keep that tempo, man. Keep your head on. Every rep hard. Own it. Leg extension, hard squeeze. Good, come on. Right here with you. These are the good ones. Let's go. Good, come on again. Good, good, good. We got another one. Stick with it. I'm right here with you. Come on. Up, up, up. One more, Brett. Come on, best one. Control, control. Hard. There we go. Yep. A little low right there. Perfect. Again, keep it locked, but pull yourself down in there tight. Yeah. All right. Short and just go. Come on, man. Go. There we go. Keep going. Come on. Keep going. Come on. 8, 10. We got 20. Come on. Come on. Come on. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. So the last one here, the leg press, that last set is that goes out to all my nerds out there. I see you guys. Because someone's going to be like, oh, why would we have him do all that extra stuff? Why is that fast and bouncing? Context is king. And I always say, too, where it's like evidence comes in all forms. So we want to do a lot of things that make sense, obviously. So on the first exercise and the way we did the straight set there, very controlled, very good form, making sure he's getting full range of motion, really emphasize that length and position. No breaks. We got a pattern there that makes a lot of sense to me where it gets heavier as the exercises starts to stack. So it really matches what his body can do. But I also have observed, and the evidence that I've seen from actually training people, that including some higher rep sets, including some things technically past failure, whether that's by the way we change it there, changing the range of motion, changing foot position, really help for getting development that you're never going to see in a study, right? So if we're looking for just normal people to get big legs, heavy straight sets are more than enough. For people that, in my opinion, are mutants, so trying to take legs from really freaking big, any normal person would look at Brett's legs, especially how they were a year ago, and be like, those are the biggest legs I've ever seen. He's good. But I know that he's trying to, you know, first now place top 6 at Olympias, eventually win Olympias. He needs Mr. Olympia legs. And so that's where you look at evidence, not just from the nerd stuff, but what you see with some, you know, freaks as well, too. So that's the kind of stuff, a nice way to combine what I think is kind of the best of both worlds. Really controlled, you know, exactly where we want the force, exactly the way we want the form, very close to failure with the straight set, combined with a manipulation of range of motion, and just going to a place where he can safely just get some really hard, forceful contractions, technically past failure, to get some additional stimulus, which, again, you're never going to have a study on a guy like Brett to say, oh, this is the most effective. You kind of got to actually train some people and figure out what works in person. You can't just live and die studies. I use the Charles Poliquin quote for that. Charles Poliquin said the people that wait for studies to catch up with what works. We call them in the industry historians. So maybe someday we'll get a study done on guys like Brett, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that kind of stuff is effective for producing more growth. So there you go, nerds, that's for you. Good. Even a little slower on the bottom. I want you to feel like you're decelerating the whole time. There we go. Same thing, even a little slower. Give me a little pause down there. Let's make the bottom hard. Hard as you can. A little pause. There we go. That's what we want. Every rep like that. Stay in line with your toes, great. So as you're going down here, you're going to have to actively push the knees out just a teeny bit, you know? So don't, obviously your knees can't keep going this way. Right. Push them out just a little bit. Good. Control, 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 control. There it is. Slow down that last little bit even. That's what I want you thinking about. Decelerate the whole time. There we go. That's a good spot. 2 more like that. That's really good. Come on. Nice. How does that feel? Still good? Say what?
Same thing.
Yep. Well, I think, honestly, I don't think this is going to be your top. Good. Control. Slow, slow, slow. There we go. That's money. All right, take your time. Make that bottom hard. That's what I want to see. Fight it, fight it, fight it. There we go. That's what I want. Reps like that. Even slower to the bottom, man. That's the hard work. How slow can you make it at the bottom? There we go. Good reps now. No bounce on that bottom. I'm right here with you. Every rep, make it count. Yep. I got you now. Come on. Control, control, control. Up, up, again. Come on. Best reps now. Make these even prettier than the first ones. Come on, let's go. Own it, own it. Come on. Again. Come on, Brett. Let's go. Fun ones. Come on. Hard. Come on, you got another one. These are reps you came for. Let's go. Control, control, control. Hard. One more, Brett. Last one now. Come on. Get your head on, man. Best one, best one. Let's go. You stick with it. I'll get you there. Come on. Hard. Finish. Finish. Yep. There you go. You're in. Woo. We got so much information at our fingertips these days. And when I look at people and I actually look at anyone else's training, which I try not to do because I don't like getting nauseous, but when I look at other people's training for all this brilliant stuff we have with programming and splits and reps and reserve and what muscle length is blah, 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 it's the obvious stuff that still most people are making mistakes on. They're making the exercises where they're the hardest and where they have the most benefit, and they're shit in the bed there. So meaning squats, you're not going to depth. If you are on a hack, you're speeding up there or you're bouncing out of the bottom. You're doing any type of pressing motion, chest press, same thing. You're going too short. You're not getting into the hardest part where there's the most benefit, or you're bouncing out of that position. So take a minute. You should at least, you don't have to understand all these fancy biomechanics and stuff. Just know where an exercise is the hardest, know where there's the most benefit. If it's a squat, it's the bottom. Make the bottom harder. Make sure you're going all the way there. If you don't know what harder means, make sure you pause there. Make sure you can actually feel your muscles getting you out of the bottom, not just like a crash landing in the bottom, bouncing off the bottom of the machine, moving to the top. So before you start to get too fancy, get your protractor out, feel like you need a PhD to know how to train these days, look at the obvious stuff. Where are exercises the hardest? Make sure you're not messing up there. And if anything, the more advanced thought process is make them harder there. I never once think about, oh, I'm going to make Brett lift lightweight or whatever it is. Obviously, we're going to lift some heavy weight, But I'm always thinking at the same time, especially for someone as big as him, especially for someone as strong as him, how can we make exercises as hard as possible? So again, we're making it more challenging on the muscle, and maybe we don't have to put quite as much force potentially through joints and connective tissue as well too, by making it more challenging on the muscles. So make exercises harder, don't make them easier. I have no idea what I'm doing, don't tell anybody. Put some clips here, some cuffs here, some bands here. Anabolic. You can actually slide your feet in just a teeny. Yeah, see how that feels. I know it's like that part's gonna feel like shit, but if you can get it there. Just make these a little slower. Just make them slow. Hard squeeze like you're posing. There we go. Hard squeeze. Good. Just go one more. Those are pretty hard. Squeeze. Good. So I'm gonna have you go in here, then I'll just turn it once you're in, but I think these should work out pretty well just for something for you to hold on to. But obviously lift up, make sure the back foot feels good, and obviously you can adjust that as you go with the front foot. But then obviously I'll twist it. Yeah, and then you can just find your depth for it. Yeah.
The ground or just...
Yeah, it's a little arbitrary, but if you've got the range of motion, yeah, you might as well. Everyone does stuff different, so I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but some people just take all the front leg doing all the work. I say keep it pretty even, because the nice part for the back leg is, again, you're getting in that full knee flexion position. Most people think about what the front leg's doing, but the back leg can get that full stretch as well too. And if you're working hard enough, you might as well just press evenly off of both of them. So the only thing we'll mess around with a little bit is where your front foot feels comfortable. Generally, if it's a little bit more forward, same thing might be a little bit more hip, a little less quad. And as you go a little bit further back, you'll pick up a little bit more quad. But some of this too, at this point, just kind of want to feel where it's comfortable as well. But same thing, that top is everything. So on the straight set for the first one, I'm gonna take you at least, one pass failure. So it's the same thing where you stick with it and you just nail that top no matter what. And I'll make sure that you get there. Good, squeeze. Don't swing it, man. I want you to pause at the top. Hard contraction, squeeze. That's what I want. Every rep like that. Now, come on. Hard squeeze. There we go. Come on. Good. Let's go now. These are the reps. Come on. Hard squeeze. Come on. Good. Come on now. Again, same spot every time. There we go. Same spot. Come on. Squeeze. Come on. Again, come on. All right, now we'll work. Come on. We got 3. Let's go. All the way up, everyone. Same pace, same control. Yep, 2 to go. Come on. Up. 1 more. Same spot, all the way up. Every single one. Come on. Up, 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 up. Don't speed up. Hard squeeze. Everyone, there we go. Squeeze. Yep. Come on now. Good, now come on, nail that top. Right there, come on, everyone the same now, come on. Hard, 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 come on, we got 3, best reps, let's go. All the way, finish, 2 more, come on. Up, 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 we got 1, last one, come on, best one. Go, 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 go. Give me partials, right at the bottom, right here, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yep. Woo. Yep. Yep. Good, come on. Yep, come on. Again, let's go, come on. Yep, 1 more, come on. Good, come on. Yep, come on. You got 2. Last one, come on. Finish. Yep. Yeah.
No more lines.
All right, guys, I'm gonna keep my sign off just as epic as my sign on. That was the end of the leg workout. See you guys next time.